A scoundrel, a coward and a poltroon, a rogue, a liar, the devil, quaking offal, a rake, a cheat, a bully and a whoremonger, his name a byword in London for debauchery and vice, for every kind of lewdness and depravity. In this packet, I ask why? Flashman. Reading Flashman is an escape into fantasy that is plausible. It's almost believable, which makes the fantasy more real. The tales are mixed with actual historic events and include real people. Their own histories are available to be found, and in most cases even their likeness. I can't think of another action hero that teaches me about historical events, although we need to be a little careful not to get all our historical information from Flashman. In this packet, I want to discuss the attraction of Flashman and why someone so rotten to the core has such appeal to us mere mortal readers. So here are 5 reasons why we can't get enough of Flashman. Number 1. Everybody loves a baddie from Darth Vader to Donald Duck. And they love them even more if they have wit, charm and get away with it. Flashman has these in aces. He is rude and offensive to everyone, whether it's women, Florence Nightingale being well titted out, the Scottish or members of the Travellers Club. I can be shocked on one page at his dastardly actions, and then on the next I can't help but cheer him on because I want him to succeed. There are a few theories on this kind of thing, and I'm no psycho wasp-name, but it could be that in our own mind we have built a friendship with Harry and can overlook his many shortcomings. A bit like the mild racism we tend to overlook with our grandparents. It could be that we also have flaws in our own character, so it's a way of making ourselves feel better about ourselves. Personally, I think it's more a case that the bad guys seem to have more fun. Best costumes, best lines, best cars, etc. But you can't compare Count Ignatieff to Flashy, can you? He just doesn't have the style. And after all, when our number's up and we move on to wherever we go after this life, where do you reckon the best parties are going to be held? Number 2. He's a hero set in a time of unprecedented change. In Flashman and the Redskins, George MacDonald Fraser reflects on this, that children who was part of the famous 49ers who travelled west in a cart on the plains were in old age able to see stories about their journey on television. Flashman travels the world, and he describes it before the time of modern communications and fast transport. He does it from a position of privilege, and also an occasion from the gutter. No one at this time has reached the poles, climbed Everest or mapped Western America. Adventure was aspired to, and real legends, people famous for doing amazing things, were at the fore. There are not many boundaries left for humankind. He might be a fictional character, but the real characters and events he explores certainly are not. Number 3. He is resourceful, intelligent, stylish, clumsy, a polymath, witty and lucky. My Flashman is less the slapstick buffoon played in the film Royal Flush, although he certainly does let himself down. He says he's really good at 3 things: riding, horses, foreign languages and fornicating. But throughout the packets he demonstrates a number of other superhero skills. People love him. He can rub shoulders with equality, and he is good to kids, but only when it suits him. He finds himself in amazing positions of influence through his charm. He has nerves of steel while his insides are dissolving, which, believe it or not, shows great courage. Anyone who has made it through Harry's life has to be something special and very lucky. Number 4. What a CV. A whole page at the beginning of Flashman on the March is dedicated to listing Harry's decorations and achievements, ranging from his knighthood, his rank of Brigadier General, being personal bodyguard to Emperor Franz Joseph of Austria, a courier to the Underground Railroad, a diamond broker and horse copper in the Punjab, a Mimbreno Apache, and he performed the first recorded hat-trick of 3 wickets against the All England 11, to name but a few. He introduces us to famous, influential and interesting characters from history and paints his own personal view of them, which makes them come alive. The stories of real heroism or pivotal moments in history take me far from the pages of a book, right to when and where they were happening, as I now have vested interest in the outcomes, as Harry is usually tied up in them somewhere. The winners of VCs and the many campaigns you can actually look up on the internet, and some of these medals can be bought at auction. You can almost touch the history and the people, which almost makes Flashman real. He takes us on the charge of the Light Brigade, which he leads by mistake, Custer's last stand, where he wears a tux, the first run of the Orient Express, and the destruction of the Summer Palace in Peking. Only Bond can come close to the range of exotic locations, but with none of the historical importance. and half of the style. Number 5. Reminiscing. I like to look back and remember past good times with old friends, and they always seem to have more adventure, more triumphs and more fun than they probably were. But I always say, why let the truth get in the way of a good story? And I really like the way each packet starts with Flashman in some kind of episode, where it's entertaining the Queen, playing with the grandchildren, or simply finding a relic in a drawer which sparks of a memory. I think we should all aspire to a life of exciting experiences that we can replay to our grandchildren, rather than collecting material trinkets to prove that we're just better than everyone else down our street. Imagine imparting the stories Flashman has. So I guess, in some way, we take on Flashman's stories and make them our own.
How he was found, the sole gallant survivor of that stricken field.
There's a British officer there.
With his country's flag, nay, his country's honour, clasped to his wounded body.
He's alive.
And there you have it, 5 of my reasons for Flashman. But what do you think? How about sharing a few reasons of your own in the comments below? I'd love to hear from you at Flashman Study. If you want to see more of these videos, why not hit the subscribe button? And if you like what you saw here, how about giving us a plucky thumbs up? Thanks for joining us, and remember, would you like nuts or cigar, sir?